Well, this occasion is more than an inauguration. It's an auspicious occasion, and for some people here, it brings back a very special memory. ENSA provided the spirit, the soul, the smile, the songs, the dances during times that were very difficult during the Second World War. ENSA continued. In fact, in the 70s and the 80s, many singers, like myself, started to tour in Germany through the auspices of ENSA. But tonight we have with us a very, very special guest. Someone who, in many ways, provides an unbroken line from those early days of ENSA. Someone who actually performed in this very theatre. Would you please welcome the Queen of ENSA, Betty Hockey. Well, Betty, I met you on Wednesday, and we had a bit of a time up here with the BBC. And I have to say, Betty, I was awestruck when you walked into the theatre. Your feelings, it was quite something, wasn't it? What was it like to come back?
It was almost eerie, because I remembered it as very dark and dismal, like a dungeon. But of course, with all the boys in here, they were just shouting and whistling. And
Lots of whistling, I heard.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yeah. So what were they whistling at, Betty? What was it that they were whistling?
I think they were probably hoping they were going to see a decent show. I don't know.
Yes, yes. So let me take you back just a minute. You were in Calshot, that's right, and your daughter had just been born?
Yes.
Gloria?
Yeah.
Hello, hello. So, and what was it that where did the idea come from? What was the thinking?
Well, during the war, I came back home to Bournemouth, lived with my parents, and at the outbreak of war, I thought, well, I must do something. I've got to do something. I got a job driving a van around the New Forest, collecting tyres for retreading in those days. And I was more or less my own boss, just so long as I kept it clear. And it was a 50-mile radius of Bournemouth. So it was Southern Command. As I went around, I saw all these troops under canvas, just soldiers, sailors, airmen, everybody you could think of. I thought, well, surely I must do something. I think I'll start a concert party. I put an advert in Bournemouth Echo, and we had hundreds of replies.
Really? Yeah.
So I decided that I would pick out 15 of them. I made the 16th. 15 of them who would have liked to have gone into the forces, but they weren't allowed to get permission to leave their jobs.
So that was how you selected?
That was how I collected them.
Wow.
So
yeah.
That's how we started off. And we kept going right the way through. I don't think anybody missed out.
Yeah. So you started rehearsals? And
yes, in a village hall, like church hall actually.
Church hall, yeah.
Yes, and we started there. We had the 4 dancers. There were 3 others beside me, and I don't think any one of the 4 had danced before. So, but Gloria was training and her friend Jill, they were training for professional dancing. So the same dancing school put us through a pace or 2, and we took it from there, and we gradually built it up. How the can-can came in
that's the bit I was going to get to, because on Wednesday you were talking about all these wolf whistles, and so what was going on then, Betty? What sort of clothes were you wearing then, Betty?
I was quite normal, I think. At least I like to think I was quite normal in those days. I don't know how the can-can came in on it, to be quite truthful, because it was very taboo in those days.
That's
I mean, it wasn't nice.
That's
it wasn't decent.
Yeah. So did you have veils and short things?
Oh, I had
what do they call them?
frilly pants.
Yes.
and a skirt down just below the knees, and then of course you lifted up and was full of frills and things like that. And then there were stockings, of course, with suspenders. And I suppose that was the indecent part about it.
Really?
And if
so I
you
bet that went down very well with the...
If you wanted to see the can-can at all, I think you had to go to the Folies Bergère in France.
Right.
So it never failed, of course. The boys loved it.
I bet they did. And you did some American bases?
Yes, many American bases.
And in the forest, you worked in homes?
In the forest, especially prior to D-Day. Right. We did shows under canvas, mostly under canvas, because we left the garrison then to the rest of the people and concentrated on those lads that were waiting to go over to France. Nobody really knew when they're going, and they didn't know what they were going to get when they got there. So I remember going and doing one of our shows on the Bewley Road. There was a huge camp there, wallowing in mud, and for some reason, or how they managed to do it, I don't know. They built a stage in a big marquee. They managed to get hold of the curtains, and they had the full lighting. And to get onto it, we had to go up over the stage and down into a laced-on tent, which acted as a dressing room. Male and female all together, which was rather frowned on also then. However, when we got there, we said to the entertainment officer, I'm afraid we want the toilet. Spend a penny, because we had rendezvoused in the local pub.
Oh, right.
With a motorcyclist.
You get the picture.
Oh dear, he went scarlet in the face. He said, oh dear, I don't know what I can do. I said, well, not to worry. I said, we'll get ready. Well, we got ready, and